There are moments in life when the past weighs heavier than the present, when memories refuse to fade, and when a single person, an ex, a disappointment, a chapter that should have closed, keeps living inside the mind long after they've walked out of your life. You know the relationship is over. You understand logically that you deserve better. And yet, your emotions still cling to the ghost of what used to be. This hypnosis session is designed to help you detach, dissolve emotional bonds, reclaim your mind, and release your ex from the deepest layers of your memory. Not by erasing your life, not by forgetting who you are, but by freeing the emotional hold they have on your subconscious. During this journey, your mind will learn how to soften the memories, quiet the emotional charge, and create space for healing, confidence, and inner freedom. You will remember the lessons, but not the pain. You will remember the story, but not the attachment. And you will remember yourself, fully, completely, powerfully. Find a quiet place. Sit or lie down comfortably. Allow your breathing to slow, and let the world around you fade as you step into a safe inner space designed only for your healing. Take a slow, deep breath in. Hold it gently, and exhale. Again. Inhale deeply, feeling your chest expand. Hold, and exhale all tension from your body. Each breath softens you. Each breath quiets the chatter. Each breath opens a doorway inside your mind. You're not rushing. You're not forcing anything. You're simply allowing release, allowing transformation, allowing yourself to finally detach from the emotional grip of the past. Now imagine a soft, warm light above your head. It glows with calm energy, like the sun before sunset, gentle, welcoming, safe. This warm light begins to slowly drift downward, touching the top of your head, melting tension, quieting thoughts, slowing your internal world. The light flows down your forehead, smoothing every wrinkle of stress. It flows through your eyes, relaxing the tiny muscles around them. Your eyelids grow heavier. Your gaze softens. Your thoughts become slow and distant. This light travels down through your face, your jaw unclenching, your tongue softening, your throat opening. Every breath becomes easier, natural, effortless. As the light moves into your shoulders, they drop and loosen. You feel an emotional weight lifting from them, as if the past has been sitting there for too long, and now someone has gently removed it. The warm light travels down your arms, into your hands, and out of your fingertips, taking with it all tension you no longer need. Your body sinks deeper. Your mind grows quieter. Your heart becomes calmer. And now, the light flows down your spine, slowly, warmly, softening everything it touches. Every worry, every ache, every memory that hurts. Your stomach relaxes. Your hips release. Your legs grow heavy, and your feet soften from within. You are drifting, slowly, comfortably, peacefully, into a state where healing becomes easy, where letting go becomes natural, where emotional release becomes effortless. I in front of you now, Imagine a long hallway. A quiet, beautifully lit hallway that feels safe and familiar. At the end of this hallway is a door. A door with no label, no lock, just a presence. A soft invitation to step into a new chapter. This door represents your freedom from the past. Your freedom from emotional attachment. Your freedom from the lingering presence of your ex. Walk toward the door slowly. With each step, feel your emotional energy shifting. Lighter, clearer, stronger. As you walk, you notice pictures hanging on the walls. These pictures contain memories, moments you shared with your ex. But the images are faint, washed out, distant, like old photographs left in the sun too long. You feel nothing looking at them. No pull, no longing, no pain. You observe them the way you observe weather patterns, simply noticing, without emotion, without reaction. Every step causes the images to blur further. They lose their color, their movement, their sound, their emotional weight. You continue walking down the hallway, and the memories become quieter and quieter. A soft inner voice whispers, "These memories are losing their power. These memories no longer define me. These memories are just stories, nothing more." You reach the door. Place your hand gently on the handle. Feel the cool surface beneath your fingers. And breathe. Because when you open this door, you step into a version of yourself free from emotional attachment. A version of yourself who is whole without the past. A version of yourself who no longer reacts to memories of your ex. Turn the handle, open the door, and step through the memory control room. Inside the door is a circular room, quiet, dim, peaceful. In the center of the room is a large, beautiful console, a control panel for your subconscious mind. This is the place where your brain stores emotional imprints, attachment patterns, neural associations, and emotional triggers. You walk closer. There are sliders labeled, a emotional intensity, a memory brightness, a attachment strength, a replay frequency, a emotional pain response. Every slider connected to your ex is currently raised high, not because you want it that way, but because emotional memories tend to imprint strongly. You place your hand gently on the attachment strength slider. Slowly, deliberately, you move it downward, 10% lower, 20% lower, 30% lower. With each movement, you feel a physical shift, a loosening in the chest, a lightness in the heart, a clearing in the mind. You continue lowering it, down, 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 until the attachment strength reaches zero. A quiet click echoes in the room. You exhale. For the first time in a long time, your subconscious is no longer holding on to them. Next, you place your hand on memory brightness. This slider determines how vividly you recall your ex. The colors, the emotions, the clarity. Slowly move it down. The memories fade. Lightly, Gently, softly, not erased, just dimmed, like lowering the lights in a room so they no longer overwhelm you. You slide it further and further until only soft outlines remain. Now you move to replay frequency. This slider controls how often thoughts of your ex pop into your mind. Currently, it's high, too high. Gently lower it. With each drop, the random thoughts grow quieter, less frequent, less intrusive. You lower it until the frequency reaches 0. Your mind becomes silent, quiet, free. Now, in the center of the room, a single glowing thread appears. This thread represents the final emotional tie, the subconscious cord connecting you to your ex. Approach it slowly. You can feel it pulsing, not painfully, but like a final signal from a chapter that has expired. Place your hand over the glowing thread. Feel its texture, its temperature, its fading energy. You whisper, "I release you." The thread shimmers, thins, and dissolves into light. Gone. You are free, completely free. You feel your heart open, your chest expand, your mind clear. Your subconscious begins rewriting itself. I am whole without them. I am complete on my own. My future is brighter than my past. I choose peace. I choose myself. The room grows brighter, lighter, warmer, as if your mind is congratulating you for letting go. As you step out of the memory control room, the hallway fades away, and you find yourself standing on a soft path of white sand. The air is warm. The sky is a deep dusky purple, sprinkled with shimmering stars. The atmosphere feels safe, peaceful, and untouched by the past. You walk forward, and the path leads you into a vast, serene garden. Not a garden of plants, but a garden of symbolic memories. Every tree, every stone, every shimmer of light represents a part of your emotional world. But here, your ex appears only as distant symbols, faint, powerless echoes that no longer have the strength they once held. The garden is enormous, peaceful, and deeply connected to your innermost self. You walk slowly, feeling the soft earth beneath your feet. With each step, your body feels lighter, your mind feels cleaner, your heart feels freer. You wander deeper into the garden until you reach a small clearing. At the center stands a tall tree with bare branches, the tree of old attachments. This tree is not frightening. It's simply waiting for you to finish what you started. On its branches hang small, translucent orbs. Each orb contains a memory of your ex, moments, conversations, images, emotions. But they no longer glow brightly. They don't pull you in. They don't hurt. They simply exist, like soft reminders of a chapter that has already closed. You stand before the tree and place your hand on its trunk. The bark is warm, alive, aware. Gently, the tree reacts, its branches lowering toward you, offering you the orbs one by one. You take the first orb. Inside it plays a memory, a moment you once cherished, a moment that once held emotional weight. Now, watching it feels distant, as if you're observing someone else's life. You whisper, "Thank you for the lesson." And the orb dissolves into dust, floating upward and disappearing into the sky. You take another orb. This one holds a memory that once hurt you, a painful word, a disappointment, a broken promise. But now, the pain is gone. You feel nothing more than calm observation. You whisper, "I release this." And the orb dissolves into soft white light. One by one, you take each orb, each memory, each attachment, each emotional echo, and release it with either "Thank you" or "I release you." The tree becomes lighter. Its branches rise. It begins to sprout new leaves, bright, vibrant green leaves of new beginnings. And then you notice, your chest feels lighter, your breath deeper, your heart more open. Your subconscious is reshaping itself, healing, letting go. You whisper softly, "It's over. I am free. I choose peace." And the garden itself responds, a warm breeze wrapping around you like a gentle embrace. Now the sky begins to shift. Clouds drift in smoothly, carrying a calm, silver glow. The garden darkens slightly, not in a threatening way, but as if preparing you for a deeper level of release. A soft path appears before you, made of shimmering black stones. You follow it. It leads you to a quiet pond of perfectly still water. The surface is so still it reflects your face like a mirror. But as you look into the water, your reflection shifts softly, and the image of your ex appears beside you. Not sharply, not vividly, just a faded outline, a shadow of who they once were in your life. There is no emotion, no longing, no pain, just a shadow. Your subconscious has brought you here not to relive the past, but to neutralize it completely. You kneel gently by the pond. You look into the water calmly, as if observing a character in a story. The shadow looks back at you, quiet, silent, non-threatening. This is not your ex. This is your attachment to your ex. The emotional tether that once kept you tied, bound, anchored, and now it is ready to dissolve. A soft voice rises from within you, your true inner self, your highest consciousness. This shadow is not love. This shadow is not your future. This shadow does not define you. The shadow ripples in the water. You extend your hand above the surface, not to touch the shadow, but to command your subconscious mind. In a calm, steady voice, you say, "You no longer belong to me. I release the emotional hold you had on me. You are a chapter that has closed. I am free." The water reacts instantly. The shadow begins to fade, fragmenting into small ripples, dissolving like smoke in the air. A moment later, your reflection is clear again. Only you remain, strong, steady, whole. You take a deep breath, and the pond glows faintly in approval as you stand up. The air around you shifts again, this time brighter, lighter, filled with silent celebration from the deepest part of your mind. A stone staircase appears, carved beautifully into the earth. You ascend. Halfway up, you notice soft golden threads attached to your body, threads representing emotional hooks, our old expectations, our old hopes, our old fears, our old emotional habits, our old fantasies, our old attachments, our old versions of yourself tied to them. You touch the first golden thread. It is labeled "What Could Have Been." You smile softly, not with sadness, but with clarity. You gently pinch the thread. It snaps instantly, turning into tiny golden dust that dissolves in the air. You move to the next thread. It says why they left. You exhale. This question no longer holds weight. It no longer controls you. You snap it effortlessly. It dissolves. Another thread reads, "I wasn't enough." You place your hand over your heart, feeling your inner strength rise. You whisper, "I am more than enough." The thread breaks on its own, unable to survive in the presence of your growing self-worth. One by one, you remove the threads. Their opinion of me, gone. The old version of me, gone. The fear of being alone, gone. The longing for their validation, gone. The attachment to the memories, gone. Every thread removed makes you lighter, calmer, clearer. By the time you reach the top step, not a single thread remains attached to you. You are free from emotional hooks, completely unbound. A warm golden light shines down on you, the light of your subconscious acknowledging your transformation. Your body feels spacious. Your mind feels clean. Your heart feels open. You step onto a large platform high above the garden. In front of you stands an ancient, majestic library. This is not a library of books, but a library of emotional imprints. Every shelf holds memories in the form of glowing spheres. Some bright, some dim, some dark, some neutral. A quiet librarian figure, neither male nor female, emerges. They bow gently to you. This being represents your subconscious mind in its wisest form. It gestures for you to follow. You walk down the aisle until you reach a section titled Old Relationships and Emotional Imprints. You see spheres labeled with many past experiences, some healthy, some painful, and then you find a shelf with spheres connected to your ex. The librarian hands you a worn wooden box. You open it. Inside is a soft, glowing pouch. You intuitively understand. This pouch is where you will place the memories you no longer want active. You pick up the first sphere. It glows weakly, a memory that once broke your heart. You place it in the pouch. The glow dims. You pick up another sphere, a moment of happiness that became painful after the breakup. You place it in the pouch. The glow softens into neutrality. One by one, you place every sphere from that shelf into the pouch. When the shelf is empty, the librarian quietly closes the pouch, ties it, and hands it back to you. You walk to a massive stone table at the center of the library. The library fades. The stone table dissolves. And soon you find yourself in a new place. A bright, silent chamber filled with floating golden particles, like dust illuminated by sunlight. This is the room of subconscious rewriting, a sacred space where your brain redesigns the patterns that shape your emotions, your habits, your attachments, your identity. The floor beneath you glows softly, responding to your steps like ripples on a calm lake. In the center of the room floats a large, glowing symbol, a circle divided into 3 segments, a past, a present, a future. You walk toward it slowly. The symbol rotates gently, pulsing with quiet wisdom. A soft voice, your higher mind, speaks from within the light. It is time to rewrite the way your mind remembers, reacts, and relates. You approach the segment marked past. As you touch it, memories of your ex flicker briefly. Familiar faces, old conversations, arguments, laughter, the final goodbye, the loneliness that followed. But the memories feel muted, thin, soft, like echoes passing through a thick layer of fog. Your higher mind whispers, "What is past cannot hurt you." The segment dissolves into powdery light. Next, you place your hand on present. This segment pulses with your current emotional state, the healing, the release, the freedom you are gaining. You whisper intentionally, "I choose peace in the present." The present glows brighter, as if absorbing your intention into its very core. Now your hand moves to future. This section radiates warmth, possibility, new energy, new relationships, new chapters. You declare, "My future is not tied to my ex. My future is mine." The symbol bursts into brilliant golden light, not blinding, not overwhelming, just pure, warm power. It swirls around you, infusing your subconscious, rewriting old pathways, neutralizing old emotional patterns, strengthening new ones. You feel subtle electrical tingles throughout your body, neurons rearranging, old emotional patterns unbinding, new foundations forming. Your mind is changing. Your emotional wiring is being rewritten. Your heart is recentering itself on yourself, not anyone else. The golden light fades gently, and you find yourself standing on a floating platform overlooking a limitless horizon. A soft wind blows past you, refreshing, cool, cleansing. A figure appears before you, walking toward you through the light. As they come closer, you realize, it's you, not your past self, not your wounded self, not your broken-hearted self, but your future self, stronger, lighter, more confident, more aligned, more loved, more whole. This future version of you radiates peace, a calm certainty that everything worked out, that healing gave birth to growth, that release created room for something far better. Your future self smiles at you, not out of pity, but out of recognition. They remember this moment. They remember this emotional freedom. They remember choosing themselves over the past. Your future self extends their hand. When you touch it, your mind is flooded with sensations, a freedom, a expansion, a self-worth, a clarity, a strength, a new possibilities, a emotional stability, a peace of mind. Your future self speaks. Thank you for letting go. Thank you for choosing yourself. Thank you for freeing us. Their voice is soft but powerful. It vibrates inside your chest like truth written in light. You ask, was it the right decision to let go? Your future self nods with absolute certainty. Yes. It was the moment everything began to change. The moment you became who you were always meant to be. Then they hand you something symbolic. A small, smooth stone carved with a single word. Peace. This stone represents emotional stability, calm, detachment, self-love, unshakable inner strength. You place the stone over your heart. It melts into your chest, becoming part of your energy, part of your identity. Your future self begins to fade, but their voice lingers. You are no longer tied to them. You are free. You now enter a circular chamber filled with soft white mist. There is no ceiling, only a star-filled sky overhead. In the center lies a pool of shimmering light. This is not water. This is memory energy, a living, flowing stream connected to your subconscious. A floating crystal hovers above the pool. It is labeled, Memory of my ex, emotional echo. This is not the memory itself. This is the emotional charge attached to the memory. You walk toward the pool and kneel. The crystal lowers gently into your hands. You observe it. No pain, no sadness, no longing, just calm neutrality. A voice inside the mist whispers, soften it. You dip the crystal into the glowing pool. The moment it touches the surface, the crystal begins to dissolve. Slowly, softly, beautifully. The pool absorbs the emotional energy, filters it, and releases it back as pure light. The memories stay, but the emotional charge is gone. Completely gone. The pool glows brighter, and you feel a wave of emotional cleansing wash over you. Your chest loosens. Your stomach relaxes. Your hands soften. Your mind opens. Your heart becomes lighter. You whisper. The emotion is gone. The attachment is gone. I am free inside. The mist clears, revealing a glowing platform shaped like a lotus flower. You sit in the center comfortably. A holographic heart appears before you. Your energetic heart, not the physical organ. The heart glows, and symbols begin to rewrite themselves across its surface. You watch as Old wounds disappear. Old hopes dissolve. Old pain fades. Old attachments evaporate. Old emotional habits break apart. Your energetic heart becomes clear, transparent, light-filled. Now, new symbols begin forming. A self-respect, a emotional boundaries, a confidence, a personal value, a resilience, a self-love, peace. Each symbol integrates with your heart. You feel the shift happening inside you, your emotional blueprint changing, becoming stronger, more grounded, untouchable by the past. A quiet affirmation rises from deep inside. I deserve love that chooses me. Another. I am no longer emotionally tied to my ex. Another. My heart belongs to me now. And finally, I am healed. A warmth spreads across your chest, moving into your arms, your throat, your stomach, your legs. Your entire emotional system is resetting, balanced, stable, calm. The lotus fades, and you find yourself in a long, open corridor of light. A single echo, a faint whisper of your ex, appears at the far end. Not their face, not their voice, just a faint emotional silhouette. You feel nothing toward it. No longing, no anger, no sadness, no attachment, only neutrality. The echo tries to speak, but no sound comes. There is nothing left for it to hold on to. You raise your hand gently. The echo fades instantly, like smoke dissolving into sunlight. A final emotional whisper inside you says, "This chapter is gone." You walk down the corridor as it brightens with each step. The walls expand outward, turning the corridor into a vast open sky. You are walking on light, soft, warm, golden. With each step, you speak a new truth. I am free. I am whole. I am enough. I am stronger now. I choose myself first. My ex no longer has a place in my emotions. I am ready for a new chapter. Ahead of you, the world becomes endless, wide open, full of possibilities, full of new connections, full of peace. You take one final look behind you. The past is gone, not erased, but powerless. And ahead is everything you deserve. You step forward into the new life that is waiting. The sky of golden light slowly fades, shifting into soft hues of rose, lavender, and silver. A gentle breeze moves through the air, warm, comforting, full of new beginnings. You walk along a shimmering path that leads to a monumental structure rising from the clouds. A temple made of pure white light, glowing with a soft pulse, as if alive. This is the temple of emotional rebirth, the deepest part of your subconscious, the place where your emotional identity is reset, renewed, rebuilt. As you approach the entrance, two tall pillars of light materialize. One says, "Release." The other says, "Become." You place a hand on each pillar. Instantly, Your mind opens like a door in a quiet hallway. Behind you, the release. Ahead, the becoming. You step inside the temple. The air is warm and still. The floor glows softly under your feet. Everything here feels sacred, clean, tranquil. You walk deeper until you reach the heart of the temple, a vast round chamber with a floating sphere of pure golden energy. This sphere represents your new emotional identity, the version of you without your ex, the version of you freed from old pain, the version of you stepping into strength, confidence, and clarity. The sphere pulses gently, and a voice, your highest consciousness, echoes. It is time to become the version of you who no longer carries this weight. The chamber darkens, leaving only the glowing sphere illuminating your surroundings. Slowly, transparent reflections of your old emotional self appear around you. Old behaviors, old reactions, old scars, old hopes, old fears. You see, the version of you who cried for someone who wasn't meant for you, the version of you who doubted yourself, the version of you who waited for messages that never came, the version of you who tried too hard to be enough, the version of you who carried heartbreak like a weight, the version of you who blamed yourself. These versions appear not to hurt you, but to say goodbye. Your higher self whispers. These versions of you served a purpose. They protected you, but you no longer need them. You walk to the first version, the one who felt abandoned. You place your hand gently on their shoulder. They dissolve into soft, white light. You walk to the next, the one who felt unworthy. You whisper, "You were enough all along." This version dissolves too. Next, the version who lived in fear of being alone. You touch their hand softly. They fade with a sigh of relief. And so, one by one, you release all the versions of yourself who are tied to your ex, carrying pain that no longer belongs to you. By the time the last version fades, you are standing alone, lighter, stronger, free. The sphere brightens in approval. The golden sphere opens like a blooming flower, revealing 7 small orbs inside, each glowing in a different color. These orbs contain energies of emotional rebirth, self-worth, gold, emotional independence, blue, confidence, red, inner peace, white, healthy boundaries, green, clarity, purple, new love energy, pink. Each orb floats toward you. The gold orb enters your chest first, filling your heart with the feeling, "I am enough." The blue orb flows into your mind, bringing emotional freedom and stability. The red orb merges with your spine, giving you strength, power, presence. The white orb settles into your stomach, bringing calmness and peace. The green orb surrounds your body like a shield, teaching your energy how to protect itself. The purple orb enters your forehead, clearing confusion, removing emotional fog, bringing sharp clarity. And finally, the pink orb floats gently toward your heart. It doesn't bring your ex, It doesn't bring longing. It doesn't bring pain. It brings the energy of future love. Healthy, reciprocal, nourishing. Your chest expands with warmth. You whisper, I am open to the right love. I am ready for someone who is meant for me. The temple glows brighter, as if the walls themselves are proud of your transformation. Suddenly, the ground beneath you shifts, and you find yourself standing on a circular platform suspended in white space. A faint, shimmering cord extends from your chest into the distance. This cord represents your final, hidden emotional connection to your ex. Not conscious, not logical, but subconscious. A voice echoes, this is the last cord. When it dissolves, the emotional tie will be gone forever. The cord pulses softly with faded echoes of the past. Old promises, old feelings, old illusions, old pain. You place your hand on the cord. It hums with weak energy, but you feel no attachment. You say clearly, you no longer belong to my heart. You no longer define my emotions. You no longer have any power in my life. The cord flickers. You raise a hand to your heart and say, I reclaim my energy. A bright pulse of golden light shoots from your chest. The cord cracks, fades, dissolves completely. A rush of freedom fills your entire body. A lightness you haven't felt in a long time. A peace that sinks into your bones. You whisper, it's finally gone. A warm wind circles around you, lifting every leftover fragment of emotional memory, every leftover ache, every leftover attachment, removing them from your field. You feel brand new. Now the platform melts away. You stand in a chamber of mirrors, but these are not ordinary mirrors. Each mirror reflects a different version of who you can become. One shows you strong, another shows you successful, another shows you peaceful, another shows you deeply loved by someone who cherishes you fully, another shows you fearless, another shows you calm, another shows you whole. Your subconscious mind is inviting you to choose. You walk slowly through the mirrors, and each reflection touches something deep inside you, awakening forgotten strengths, dormant dreams, suppressed confidence. Your higher mind whispers, choose the version of yourself you want to become. You stand before the mirror where you look, confident, clear, emotionally grounded, attractive in your energy, unattached to the past, open to real love, strong from the inside out, whole. This is you, the you after release, the you after transformation. The you that emerges once emotional pain is removed. You touch the mirror. It ripples like water. Your reflection steps out of the mirror, merging with you, integrating into your energy, becoming your new identity. Your heart pulses with power. Your mind opens with clarity. Your energy rises with strength. You whisper, this is who I am now. The mirrors vanish. Only you remain. The new you. A golden symbol appears in front of you. round, glowing, ancient. It holds a single intention: emotional freedom. The symbol floats toward your chest and gently presses into your heart. Not heavy, not intense, just a warm, subtle mark that seals your transformation. You feel the seal integrate with your energy, creating a protective layer around your emotions. Your ex cannot trigger you. Memories cannot hurt you. Thoughts cannot pull you back. Emotions cannot undo your healing. The past cannot reopen itself. Your subconscious whispers, "You are free now." Fully, permanently, deeply free. The temple begins to fade, turning into soft clouds of light. You begin walking back toward the entrance, but now the pillars say something new: healed, reborn. As you pass between them, your body feels lighter, your mind feels brighter, your heart feels clean. You step out into open light, a new emotional world, ready to be lived in, explored, enjoyed. And behind you, the temple dissolves, its purpose complete. You sit silently in the reclining hypnosis chair, feeling the room around you pulse with a gentle, rhythmic calm. The lights are dimmer now, almost like the world itself has softened its edges for you. The hypnotist moves slowly, deliberately, like someone who knows they are guiding you through the most delicate operation of your emotional life. There is no judgment in their eyes, only a deep understanding that you have carried too much for far too long. Before we continue, the hypnotist says in a steady, soothing voice, "I want you to remember this. Forgetting isn't about erasing your past, it's about freeing your future from repeating it." That sentence sinks into your mind like a warm stone dropped into deep water. You swallow, your breath trembling just slightly. Even though you already know you want this, need this, there's still a quiet fear in your chest. The fear that once you let go, you might lose a part of who you thought you were. But the hypnotist senses that fear instantly. "You will only lose the pain," they reassure softly. "You will keep the growth. You will keep the wisdom. You will keep yourself." Their words feel like a hand placed gently over your heart, calming the frantic beating inside. You slowly exhale, letting the tension unspool from your shoulders. The hypnotist raises a small pendant, not the kind from movies that swings dramatically, but a simple crystal sphere that refracts the golden lamplight into soft patterns. It doesn't swing back and forth. It simply sparkles, capturing your focus at its center. "Just breathe, slower now, good," they guide. With each breath, your mind is clearing. With each breath, you are moving forward. With each breath, the past loses its weight. Your eyelids flutter. The muscles in your face slacken. You feel your body sinking deep into the chair, not in a sleepy way, but in a surrendering way, as if gravity has finally decided to lift your burdens instead of adding to them. The hypnotist leans closer, voice dropping to a low whisper that seems to slip directly into your subconscious. "Tell me, where does the memory of your ex live inside you right now?" The question floats around your mind. You see shapes, colors, sensations. Eventually the answer forms without effort. It's a heavy knot in your chest, tight and unmoving. A pressure that has lived there so long you stopped questioning it. "It's here," you murmur, touching your chest lightly. The hypnotist nods with complete understanding. Then that is where we begin. Their words vibrate through you like an echo in a cavern. You close your eyes, and for a moment all you feel is darkness. But gradually, the hypnotist guides you into an inner landscape, your subconscious mind. You see it as a vast space with drifting lights and soft edges, a place that feels both foreign and strangely familiar. Somewhere deep within that space, a door appears. It's not dramatic or ominous, it simply waits. "This is where the memories are stored," the hypnotist explains gently. "You will not erase them. You will release them. You will free yourself from carrying them." Slowly, you reach out and touch the door. It feels warm, like it has been held by sunlight. The moment your fingers make contact, you feel a vibration through your entire body. "You're ready," the hypnotist whispers. "Open it." You inhale deeply, letting the breath steady your trembling hand. And then, you push. The door swings open effortlessly. Inside, you see fragments of the past drifting like dust in sunbeams. Moments you once replayed endlessly. Memories that once cut like blades. Conversations, smiles, arguments, late-night messages, the sensation of being wanted, and then the sensation of being left behind. Every shard of it floats in the air, no longer sharp, no longer alive, just echoes. The hypnotist guides your mind deeper. All of this belongs behind you now. You no longer need to carry it. You no longer need to hurt for what doesn't exist anymore. Something shifts inside you. You feel an immense pressure begin to lift. The hypnotist continues. You are allowed to move on. You are allowed to heal. You are allowed to be new. Your chest expands, like breathing fully for the first time in months, maybe years. You watch as the floating memories begin to dissolve into soft white light. They don't disappear violently. They simply fade, like morning fog in sunlight. And as the last fragment dissolves, you feel an unmistakable release. A lightness you forgot was possible. You have let go, the hypnotist whispers. And now, you will rise. Your breathing deepens. Your body relaxes even further. The last trace of emotional heaviness dissolves from your chest. There is only peace, quiet, powerful, absolute peace. The hypnotist's voice returns, steady and grounding. When I count from 5 down to 1, you will return with a clear mind, a healed heart, and no emotional attachment to the past. 5. A warm sensation flowing through your arms. 4. The tension in your jaw melting away. 3. Your thoughts becoming brighter. 2. A deep sense of calm expanding inside you. 1. You open your eyes, and for the first time, your future feels real again. When your eyes open again, the room looks different, brighter, softer, as if someone quietly replaced the world you walked in with a lighter version. The hypnotist gives you a moment before speaking. They know what just happened inside you wasn't small. You feel it too, the silent shift, the quiet earthquake in your chest that changed the way your story sits inside you. How do you feel? The hypnotist asks gently. You search yourself for the answer, not the scripted one, not the polite one, the real one. I feel empty, you say at first, surprised by your own honesty. But the hypnotist smiles knowingly. Empty is not a loss. Empty is a space waiting to be filled with something better. And suddenly, you realize it's not the empty you dreaded, not the hollow ache you carried for months, not the cold space grief left behind. This emptiness is still, peaceful, a fresh start. For the first time, the absence of your ex doesn't feel like a wound, it feels like a doorway. The hypnotist continues speaking softly, guiding you gently back into the conscious world. Your mind has released the emotional weight, they say, but now we strengthen what replaces it. You feel a light tingling behind your eyes, almost like your brain is rearranging itself in real time. It's not unpleasant, it's grounding. You sit up slowly, not dizzy, not confused, just aware that something deep has been reorganized. Your heart feels lighter, not numb, free. You try to think of your ex out of curiosity, like testing a wound you expect will still hurt. But the pain isn't there. The memories are there, but they feel distant, muted, like pages from an old book that no longer belongs to you. They don't sting. They don't pull you back. They don't command anything from you. It's as if someone turned down the volume on years of emotional noise. You touch your chest again, where the heaviness used to live. It feels clear, level, open. The hypnotist notices your expression and nods softly. Yes, they confirm, that feeling is you reclaiming yourself. You sit up fully now, your posture adjusting itself naturally, shoulders no longer hunched from emotional strain. You inhale deeply, expecting to feel that familiar tightness in your ribs. But it doesn't come. Your breath moves smoothly, unhindered, like your lungs have more room to exist. You realize how long you've been breathing like someone afraid to feel. The hypnotist guides you gently. You gave too much of yourself away. You kept reliving what wasn't happening anymore. But now, you're back. Fully present. Fully awake. Those words settle into you like a key turning in a lock. You blink a few times as your vision sharpens. Colors look slightly richer. Sounds feel softer, easier to process. Even your own thoughts feel surprisingly quiet. For the first time in a very long time, your mind feels like your own territory again. Something else hits you. The restlessness is gone. That constant burn in your chest. That urge to check your phone. That painful expectation that maybe they would come back if you waited long enough. All of it, gone. But the most surprising part? You don't feel angry about losing them. You don't feel desperate to hold on to anything. You feel neutral, peacefully, deeply neutral. A healthy neutrality. It's the emotional version of waking up after a storm and realizing the air is finally clean. The hypnotist places a hand over their notebook and speaks with calm confidence. What you just experienced is not temporary. Your subconscious mind has rewritten the emotional meaning attached to your ex. You will remember what happened, but you will not re-experience the pain. You won't crave, you won't obsess, you won't hurt yourself with what ifs. You are stepping into a new mental life. You take in those words like water after a long drought. Then they add, your story with them is finished. Your story with yourself is beginning. A quiet exhale escapes you without your permission. It feels like the softest form of relief, the kind you only get when something inside you finally lets go for good. The hypnotist stands and offers you a glass of cool water. You take it, feeling grounded, stable, and strangely new. Every sip feels like it's hydrating parts of you that were emotionally dehydrated for years. When you walk toward the door, the world seems different, not changed, but clearer, lighter. The hallway outside the hypnosis room feels wider. The air feels cleaner. For the first time in months, your chest doesn't feel like it's collapsing inward with old stories. You catch your reflection in the window as you pass by, and for a moment, you don't look like someone who is hurting anymore. You look like someone who survived something and came out better. You look like someone who has finally returned to themselves. The hypnotist calls softly behind you. Remember, you didn't forget your ex. You forgot the pain. You nod without turning around, because you feel it, because you know it's true, because your heart has space again. And as you step out into the world, you realize something incredible. You're not carrying them anymore. You're finally carrying you.